Guys! I know it's only been a couple of days. I needed to do a video of an update about the Booktube-a-thon because I had totally was not prepared for it when I had mentioned it in my last videos over the weekend. So, yeah. Part of the reason is this is my first time actually doing the Booktube-a-thon. I had heard of it before, but I had missed it, so I really didn't pay attention to how it worked or anything. So yeah, this time though I am participating. So, and then I found out that I did not prepare correctly. By that I mean that they actually have 7 challenges that you do with the books, kind of like with the last readathon that I did. And then they also have video challenges, which I knew about, and I, again, am not doing the video challenges, not until I know editing and stuff like that. So maybe next year for that one. So yeah. So with that, I prepared correctly, which means I added some books to the challenge to fit the challenges. I managed to fit all of them. Yeah, I managed to fit in all of the books that I had mentioned on Saturday, I think it was, that I recorded. I can't remember what day it was. But yeah, and then I added a few other books to it. So yeah. And actually, one book I have already finished today. So, yay! Off to a good start. All right. So, for the Booktube-a-thon, the reading challenges, they've got 7 challenges. The first one is to read a book with yellow on the cover. So, that was pretty easy. It doesn't say that the cover has to be all yellow, so I just went with what has yellow on the cover, which was Air of Fire by Sarah J. Maas. So right here is the yellow part plus like her name, the font color is in yellow. So yeah, this is what I'm using for that. And I'm hoping to be able to finish it. Again, I haven't read much, but yeah. So, yeah, but it's only been like 2 days since I last recorded, so it'll be all right. The second challenge is to read a book after sunset. This is a challenge where it's basically you choose a book, and that book only gets read once the sun sets. You can't read it at any other point during the day. It can only be after sunset. So I've kind of already been doing that with this book. So I'm like, awesome, throw it in for the challenge. And that is A Court of Thorns and Roses by Sarah J. Maas. Because I also have the ebook of this version, or I have the ebook version of this book. So I can read this at night with the lights off and not have to worry about it. So that's when I've been reading this. I really don't read this during the day. So yeah, I've already been doing that. So I'm throwing it in there for the challenge. So that worked out perfectly. So I'm just going to continue doing that. And right now, it is basically sunset. I'll give it a little bit more time and then I'll be good to go to read that later tonight. So, yay for that one too. All right. The third challenge is to read a book that you discovered through Booktube. This is the second book of the series, but the whole series I had never even heard of until one of the booktubers that I watch, Katie Tastic, had mentioned it, and it piqued my curiosity because it sounded up my alley, and sure enough it is. So yeah. And that was Days of Blood and Starlight by Laini Taylor. It's book 2 of the Daughter of Smoke and Bone trilogy. I had that on ebook or audiobook format. I finally finished it today. I had a little bit left to go, and I was reading it hoping to finish it for the Booktube-a-thon, and I flew through it. I'm flying through the audiobooks, so that's like awesome. So I think audiobooks are going to become more of a regular occurrence for me, so that will also be awesome because I need to catch up on my books because I'm very far behind on my reading challenge. I'm like 19 books behind. I went to the library and got a couple of the graphic novels to try and help catch me up. So yeah, I finished that today, so I get to check that off. I'm very happy about that. And then on to challenge 4, which is read a book by one of your favorite authors. One of my favorite authors is Libba Bray. I love her books. A Great and Terrible Beauty is that trilogy is what started my love for her, because those are like one of my favorite books, or series. So yeah, I of course had to look into The Diviners, which is also an audiobook. So I have started that as soon as I was done with Days of Blood and Starlight. Oh, all the titles going jumbled in my head. So yes, that one is also an audiobook that I am listening to, and it is a little longer. It's got like 2 extra parts to the audiobook, so that's like at 2.5 extra hours. So it's not that much. So hopefully I can get this knocked out too, because it's also due soon. So, because I borrowed these, I didn't buy them. I have Overdrive, which is connected to my libraries, and I can download the audiobooks from there as long as they have them available, which they usually do. So, yeah. So I'm listening to that. And then challenge 5 is to read a book that is older than you. This was kind of difficult. But then once it dawned on me, I'm like, duh. I have yet to read Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen, and that is definitely older than me because it was published back in the 1800s. So, yeah, it's like 100 years older than I am. So I am going to read that for this challenge if I get to it, and I also have that in ebook form. So I don't have a physical copy of it yet. I want to get the pretty covers that Barnes and Noble have of all the classics. So that's what I want to do for that. But yep, I've got the ebook form though, so that is how I'll be reading that one. All right, and then read and watch a book to movie adaptation. So, yeah, I've been wanting to finish this book, and because I ran out of time when I borrowed it from the library, I had bought this book a while ago now. It's a month or 2 ago now. And it's The Martian by Andy Weir. This is the one I'm like halfway done with before I had to return it. So, and this was cheap, so I went ahead and picked it up because I love it. It's funny, and I don't regret owning it at all. So, yeah. And then we had HBO free weekend with our cable company. So, and they had a showing of The Martian. So I have The Martian currently recorded and ready to watch. So I'm going to finish this and watch that. And hopefully I can get that done this week too. We're going to see if I can do all this. Probably, I don't want to say probably not, because I really want to do this. I've been in such a slump that it's just crazy. So I'm hoping that because all of these books have been started, it'll help me get cracking on finishing them, and then it also takes down my currently reading shelf, which is outrageously high. And I can get some of this stuff finished. I need the motivation. I need the push. I need to get this done. So I am planning on staying up late at night to read these books. I'm going to make this a very long week, but it'll be worth it because I want to read these books very badly, and I'm going to kick my butt in gear to do it. So, all right. And with that, we're going into the monster. It's Challenge 7, which Challenge 7 is just to read 7 books. So I'm kind of taking this as a wild card, like pick whatever book you want. So I, of course, had to throw in The Eye of the World by Robert Jordan, the first book of the Wheel of Time series, because I desperately want and need to read this book. So, yeah, that's how this is fitting in there. At first, I thought this might have been a book that was older than me, like slightly older than me. But no, I was 3 when this came out, so I was like, shoot. So, yeah, but it's okay. It's okay. I still got to fit it in there because there was a wild card, so that's where I put it. I was going to put The Name of the Wind in there by Patrick Rothfuss because that's another book that I really want to read a little bit more than The Eye of the World. But because I'm borrowing The Eye of the World, I really need to get it finished. So, yeah. Sorry, I had a hair on my tongue, and it was bothering me. All right. So, yeah, those are my books that I am reading for the Booktube-a-thon of 2016. And the Booktube-a-thon started today, which is Monday, July 18th, and it goes through to 11:59 p.m. on Sunday, July 24th. So you got all Sunday to read, and then you're done. So, yeah, I only have to work one day. Just one day. So, I should get a lot of reading done. But I've also got to remember I can't put off the house chores. Oh, plus I have D&D on Wednesday night, so that'll be 4 hours not going towards reading. It's okay. I like D&D. Sorry, nerding out. All right, so I'm going to do this just because if I don't make a mess, just because that's what all the nice booktubers do, and I'm just going to hold this up. Oh, right. So, there is my TBR for the Booktube-a-thon. Let's see if I can get this done. I know I definitely won't get everything finished, but I am seriously going to try my hardest to get as much done as I can. I'm going to keep track of how many pages I read this time. So, because I didn't do that the last time. I just kind of eyeballed it. So, Yeah. It'll be alright. I'm going to get as much done as I can. So, I'm going to shut up now and I'm going to go read. I'll talk to you later. Bye.